Sometimes people do not say, I am struggling. Sometimes it looks like silence. Sometimes it looks like irritability. Sometimes it looks like pulling away, acting different, or saying, I am fine, when they clearly are not. Many people want to help, but they do not know what to say. They worry about saying the wrong thing, making it worse, or sounding awkward. But here is the truth. You do not need perfect words to check in on someone. You need care, presence, and sincerity. Hello once again. This is Rosette, and welcome to Renew and Flourish. Today, we are talking about how to check in on someone who may be struggling emotionally, mentally, spiritually, or relationally. This matters because people do not always ask for help directly. Sometimes they withdraw. Some, Sometimes they keep functioning on the outside while carrying something heavy on the inside. So in this video, I will walk you through practical, trauma-informed ways to check in with care without pressuring, judging, or trying to fix everything in one conversation. Checking in on someone is not about solving their whole life in one moment. It is about opening the door. It is about saying, I see you, I care. You do not have to carry this alone. A simple, sincere check in can become the moment someone feels less invisible. So, point one, start simple and genuine. You do not need a dramatic speech. Start with something simple, calm, and direct. You might say, Hey, I just wanted to check in. You have been on my mind. Or you can also say, You seem a little quieter than usual. How are you really doing? You can also say, I noticed you have not seemed like yourself lately, and I wanted to see how you are. That kind of language works because it is gentle and clear. It does not pressure, accuse, or assume too much. It simply opens space. Point two, lead with observation, not judgment. A helpful check in mentions what you have noticed without sounding critical. For example, I noticed you have seemed overwhelmed lately. You have looked really tired these past few days. I noticed you have been pulling back a bit. This matters because people often shut down when they feel judged. But when they feel noticed with kindness, they are more likely to feel safe enough to respond honestly. Point three, do not rush to fix. One of the biggest mistakes people make is moving too quickly into solutions. As soon as someone shares something hard, the impulse is to say, just stay positive. It will be okay. Or you should do this. But when someone is struggling, they often need understanding before advice. So instead of rushing to fix, try saying, Thank you for telling me. That sounds really heavy. I am sorry you are carrying so much. You do not have to explain everything perfectly. Those responses communicate emotional safety, and emotional safety helps honest conversation continue. If this is helpful, Subscribe to Renew and Flourish with Rosette for more practical mental wellness, education, trauma-informed insights, and tools for everyday support. As you continue watching, think of one person who may need a caring check-in this week. Point 4. Ask gentle, open questions. If the person seems willing to talk, ask simple follow-up questions like, what has been the hardest part lately? Or what has this season been like to you? What do you need most right now? How can I support you today? Open questions invite conversation without cornering the person. And if they do not want to talk much, that is okay too. Checking in is not interrogation, it is an offering. Point 5. Respect their pace. Not everyone opens up immediately. Some people need time. Some people are not used to being asked. Some people do not yet have words for what they feel. So if they say, I'm okay, but you still sense they are carrying something, respond with care instead of pressure. You can say, okay, I just wanted you to know I am here. Or you can also say, no pressure, but if you ever want to talk, I am willing to listen. Or, you matter to me, and I wanted to check in. That kind of response keeps the door open. Point 6. Offer specific support. Sometimes saying, let me know if you need anything, is too broad. People who are struggling often do not know what to ask for. So it helps to offer specific, manageable support. For example, would it help if I check in again tomorrow? Or you can also ask, do you want to go for a walk or grab a coffee? You can also say, would you like me to sit with you for a bit? Do you want help reaching out to someone you trust? Or would it help if I prayed with you? Specific support feels more practical and easier to receive. Point 7. Know when more support is needed. Care and friendship matter, but sometimes a person may need more support than one conversation can provide. If someone seems overwhelmed for a prolonged time, unable to function, or you are worried about their safety, involve additional support from a trusted adult, family member, licensed professional, crisis line, or emergency support if needed. That's not betrayal, that is care. You are not meant to carry serious situation alone. So how do you check in on someone who is struggling? You start simple. You lead with care. You notice without judging. You listen without rushing to fix. You ask gently. You respect their pace. And you offer support in practical ways. You do not need perfect words. You just need to be real, kind, and present. Sometimes what helps a person most is knowing that someone cared enough to ask. So here is my question for you. Who in your life may need a simple, caring check-in right now? Send the message. Make the call. Start the conversation. If this video helped you, subscribe to Renew and Flourish with Rosette. Share it with someone who wants to support others well, and leave a comment below. What is one kind and helpful way to check in on someone who may be struggling? Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video.